Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, The Determined Gardener. I have one of the most beautiful plants in my hand, a mini orchid. Isn't it adorable? I love mini orchids. They're so cute, they're so compact. And this one you can see is very healthy because it has really nice, strong, firm leaves. But I want to take this mini orchid out of this very small pot and make it thrive. So what I'm going to do is repot this mini orchid into this bigger pot. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So let's get to it. So the only difference in how to repot a standard orchid like this, which is in a regular pot, is the same thing you do with this mini orchid. The only difference is that you put less medium in this pot than this standard mini orchid. So the first thing you want to do is start off with a clean paper towel like this one here to work out of. You're going to take the orchid out of the pot, and you can see right here it has some really nice roots. It does have that spongy moss, which holds a lot of water, but the roots are looking fairly good. We don't see any dead roots or any struggling roots. So that's a good sign right now. So you want to gently lay it on the paper towel. And I recommend that if you have an orchid that is fully bloomed, you don't repot. This is just to show you how to do it if you needed to repot a smaller orchid into a larger pot. But typically, you don't want to repot any orchid that still has its blooms. You want to wait until all the blooms have died down or back, and you want to make sure that this stem is all dried up. But for the purpose of this video, we're going to show you how to repot. So what I'm going to do is just loosen up the roots. As I said before, they are pretty moist, and I'm not going to take it all out because I don't want to disturb this orchid any more than it has been disturbed. But you can see right here, there is a little bit of root rot. So what I'm going to do, since I am going to repot, I'm going to do it right and actually snip these dead roots off. So you can use shears or scissors. Just make sure that you sterilize either the shears or the scissors that you're going to use. So I'm going to carefully just snip off the dead roots like so. And the good news is that there are not too many dead roots or damaged roots. I'm just going to leave this one because it's not fully damaged. But the ones that are very thin and stringy like this one, I'm going to cut. And that will just help the orchid to revive. So right now you can see the inside of this orchid. It's looking really nice. I got this from one of the big box stores, but you can see the moss is very wet. So what we're going to do is make sure that we mix this moss with a lot of bark to dry out this medium so it's not so damp. But here is another one that you see just fell off just like that. I didn't even have to snip it off. So if you're doing that, just make sure you get rid of any of the damaged roots that you see. Again, this one is really looking really nice. So I'm just going to continue to snip away. Now, this is a standard container that you normally use. You can see the drainage holes. It has a lot of drainage holes. It is clear so you can see the roots and how they're growing. So I'm going to put it in this pot. We're going to use the Better Grow. This is not sponsored. This is an orchid mix that I normally use. You can see it has a lot of moss in there, but we're going to try to avoid that because we want to keep this as dry as possible because this is already very moist. So the thing I like to do is coat the bottom of the pot. And you can see too much of this mixture, moist mixture in there. We don't want that. We just want a lot of bark. And what I'm going to do now is gently place the orchid inside of the medium, and it fits really nice right now. And I'm going to hold it like so at the top. And I'm going to get the rest of the medium in there and pack it in all on the sides. Of course, this can get a little messy. That's why we have the paper towel, or you can just put a cloth. But it does get a little messy. Here we go. I'm going to pack that in really nice and tight. And it's okay that the orchid is a little above. You can see it's a little bit higher than the actual pot. And that's okay, because that's a good thing anyway, because that means that when you water, it won't be getting into that crown. Folks, I wish I was a little bit neater, but this is, as we're doing it right now, I'm showing you how it's done. And it does get messy sometimes. That is perfect. You can see the orchid is nice and repotted. And what I'm going to do is get a spray bottle and spray this orchid and just give it a drink. So here is the finished product. You can see this nice miniature orchid now repotted into this bigger, much bigger pot where it can continue to thrive. Now, I said I was going to mist and spray, but what I'm going to do is actually water it. I got this water can, which has a smaller nozzle, so I don't accidentally hit the crown of the orchid, which would cause root rot. So I have this little plastic container right here. It's not going to make a mess because all that water that you see is going to go into this plastic bottom. So I'm going to make sure it's nicely watered, give it a drink, and make sure, guys, you never want to water above like this. You want to keep it very low to the soil. So this orchid is really happy right now because it is getting a much needed drink, because we now just repotted it. And you can see all of the beautiful roots in here. Now, the thing is, normally you put it in this pot, like these really beautiful ceramic pot. But since this is new, I'm going to keep it in this clear container and just watch it for a few days. Make sure that it's not stressed out, because usually once you repot an orchid, unfortunately, sometimes when it does have the buds and blooms like this, it does get stressed out. That's the reason why you should really not repot an orchid. You should just wait until all the stem goes dry and all the blooms fall off. But I did it because I wanted to show you how to do it. But again, I'm going to watch this orchid to make sure that it doesn't get too stressed out. And once that's fine, then I'm going to put it, make sure that it's in an indirect area where there's sunlight. Make sure you don't want to put your orchid in direct sun, because all these beautiful blooms you see right here will end up frying or falling off. So I wanted to show you the standard one compared to the miniature one like this. They are basically the same. This is basically the same orchid. You can see the purple, dark purple, and the little bit of yellow in the center. And this one is the standard one, the regular size orchid, and it's basically the same. But the only thing I do really like about the miniature orchid, it has a lot more buds. So, I mean, yes, you do get more bang for your buck when it comes to the bigger orchids because they're big and beautiful. But if you like a smaller orchid that you're going to get a lot more blooms, this one is a little cheaper. So it just depends on what you prefer. But again, really, they are the same and they are treated the same way. You water them the same. You put the same medium in. You make sure that they don't have direct sun. You have the indirect sun. So you really just treat them the same. The only difference is the size. So I'm going to make sure I give this little baby a lot of TLC because I want it to continue to thrive and be happy in its new home. So, guys, thank you so much for joining me here on my channel, The Determined Gardener. If you have any information that you want to share with me, please leave it in the comment section. If you have any questions, also give me a ring and let me know in the comment section. Please share this video with any person that loves orchids or has a brand new orchid that they are concerned about, that they need to take care of. Any person that wants to repot, please share this video with your family or friends. And thank you so much for joining me here on my channel. And again, don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Again, guys, see you in the next video, guys. Until the next video, happy gardening, everyone. Bye-bye.